Mr Chairman, Party Leader, Party colleagues, colleagues all, this debate on the economy takes place at a time of tremendous economic challenge, and it's a time when we must build economic opportunity for the future. I want to thank the proposers of this motion, my Assembly colleagues David McNary and Leslie Cree, and all those who have contributed to our debate, and to the FSB for sponsoring it. Chairman, a debate on the economy is also the perfect time for me to pay tribute to my predecessor as Minister of Employment and Learning, Sir Reg Empey. Can I say to Reg, Unionism, Ulster Unionism and Northern Ireland owe you a huge debt of gratitude for your unstinting work in promoting economic development, in helping to restore devolution and normalising our politics. I have no doubt that you will continue to make a significant contribution, especially in the House of Lords. Mr Chairman, we've talked today about the need to revitalise our economy, to confront the tremendous challenges which face our regional and national economies. We've talked about the need to grow our private sector, the need to attract inward investment, the need to offer hope and opportunity to those who have lost their jobs, who've seen their businesses go to the wall. It's not a time, therefore, for the usual knockabout at party conference or indeed jokes at the expense of other parties. It's a time for serious politics. It's a time for hard decisions, and the hardest of those decisions has to be faced, and it has to be faced now. We, Northern Ireland, need a budget. Could I say that I believe the actions of one party in the Executive have undermined confidence in Northern Ireland's economy? One party continues to dangerously delay the Executive's budget, and Sinn Féin have been playing economic poker with the future of Northern Ireland, with the livelihood of our families, our communities, our voluntary sector, our public services and our businesses. It was only a short time ago that a Sinn Féin minister in the Executive, to her absolute shame, described our economy as a basket case. We know who the basket case is. Can I say our hard-pressed businesses and public sector workers deserve better than that? Our economy, our businesses, our public services need a budget. And in a time of severe economic challenges, the people of Northern Ireland rightly expect their politicians to step up to the mark and make the right decisions. Could I say that having the budget in place would then allow us to turn our attention to growing our economy? And we know the very difficult economic times in which we live, the record deficit run up by the last Labour government, the uncertainty in the Eurozone, the bailout of the Irish Republic, and amidst the crisis in the banking sector, as Mark Cosgrove rightly reminded us, we've seen what has happened to the savers of the PMS, of which I am one, albeit a modest one. But however, those savers abandoned by the Labour government and still waiting for a just and fair solution. Let me say, this party and I will continue to strive for that just and fair solution. Mr Chairman, one of the most difficult roles I have as Minister of Employment and Learning is to receive a piece of paper called an HR1. It's the formal notification by companies of redundancies. And behind the economic facts and figures, each HR1 tells its own devastating story for businesses, for employees, for families and for local communities. And that's why I strongly believe that today's motion before the conference must be endorsed. Reducing corporation tax is first and foremost about creating jobs. And we heard the call earlier this week from business leaders looking for this measure. Yes, it will involve hard decisions, but I'm more convinced than ever that we need to think radically if we are to offer hope. Mr Chairman, over a week ago, I went to a students' union meeting in Queen's University to debate the issue of tuition fees. Students didn't agree with everything I said. I didn't agree with everything they said. But it was a respectful and democratic debate. One contribution, however, stood out. It was from a 21-year-old woman who's just finished and completed her studies at Queen's. The only job she's been able to find after 3 years of university study and the costs associated with that study has been as a car park attendant. She thinks she's wasted those 3 years of her life. She can see no hope in the job market. That's not the Northern Ireland we want for our children. Can I say, if you want me to put it in political terms, we need to show that the union works. We need to show that Stormont works. And that means offering hope to that young lady. It means creating the employment opportunities that allow a young person to find and make a stake in this society, in this part of the United Kingdom. It means that showing that Northern Ireland as an integral part of the United Kingdom is a place of opportunity. And that's why I believe in giving the Assembly the power to reduce corporation tax, to grow opportunity, to create jobs, to restore hope. And reducing corporation tax would also allow us to throw a spotlight on our greatest resource, our people. Can I say, Chairman, the skills of the Northern Ireland workforce are prized by overseas investors. They value the work ethic, they value our education system, our further education colleges and our 2 universities. And it's thanks to Reg MP that our further education colleges are now at the cutting edge of economic development policy, offering opportunity to a new generation of young people and skills growing that businesses need. And it is going to be difficult going forward, but I'm determined to build on this legacy. And when the budget is finally settled, I will seek to protect as far as possible investment in our further education sector, because this investment in skills builds the foundation for growth and opportunity. Chairman, our community and voluntary sector also perform vital work in addressing disadvantage and overcoming educational barriers. They must continue to be valued partners with government as we open up opportunity to all. And Chairman, for a small region of the United Kingdom, we can be incredibly proud of our 2 world-class universities, and that we should also be proud that in terms of the United Kingdom, we have the best record of ensuring that young people from all social backgrounds can benefit from a university education. And so a growing knowledge-based economy needs high-quality graduates. And of course, a lot will depend on the final budget. But I'm not going to lead students and their parents up to the top of the hill, only to lead them down again. Northern Ireland's had enough of that. I will set out the hard facts in front of the public, the executive and the Assembly. And I'm determined to ensure, and my guiding principle will be, that access to university is based on the ability to learn, not the ability to pay. Chairman, it was this party that brought the 1944 Butler Act reforms to Northern Ireland. By so doing, we radically extended educational opportunity for people of all backgrounds. I'm not prepared to see that proud heritage compromised or undermined. And I'm also committed to securing the world-class status of our 2 universities. That's why I'll be proposing a Made in Northern Ireland approach to fees that protects opportunity and excellence. So yes, hard decisions lie ahead on this issue, but that's what devolution is about, and that's what real grown-up politics is about. Chairman, opportunity, it's an important word. Our forebears had it in mind when, in the Ulster Covenant, they pledged to defend the material well-being of Ulster. In the world in which we live, opportunity has to be defended, sometimes at a great cost. And in recent days and times, the all too familiar scene of coffins returning to the United Kingdom, draped with Union flags, remind us of that great cost. Servicemen and women putting themselves in harm's way to defend us. We owe those people a profound debt of gratitude. And that debt is at its most profound when we think of the families, and we think of families today who have paid that supreme sacrifice. Recently, the coalition government announced that in Great Britain, college and university scholarships would be given to the children of military personnel killed in active service since 1990. I was determined that Northern Ireland would not be left out of this scheme. Families here in Northern Ireland from across our entire community have many relatives serving in the armed forces. They should not be treated as second-class citizens, and they won't be. So today, I can announce that I have agreed with the Ministry of Defence that the scheme will be extended to service families in Northern Ireland. We've set out our policies, we've talked about our values, building economic opportunity, restoring hope. That's what devolution should be about. Not political carve-ups, not indecision and gridlock, not ideological crusades, but building opportunity and restoring hope in challenging economic times. And that's what we in the Ulster Unionist Party are about. That's what this motion declares. Our party has a long history of building opportunity in Northern Ireland. And our values underpinning our achievements cannot be left to the history books. They must inspire us and Ulster Unionists for a new generation in a time of new challenge. These are the values needed in these days of economic certainty. And whilst others delay and threaten to wreck, the Ulster Unionist Party has a job to do under the leadership of Tom Elliott. Now is the time to ensure that our values of building economic opportunity and restoring economic hope are at the centre of the political agenda. It's time to put Ulster Unionist values back at the heart of Northern Ireland politics, not just for ourselves, not just for our party, but for the people of Northern Ireland. Let's get on with the job.